Hey guys, Rochelle here with Amethyst Ascension. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for joining me again. So here I am starting off this video. This is going to be a video on my tarot practice, or at least part of my tarot practice. Because the last few months I have done super long reflection videos at the end of each month, you know, like recap videos, and they're just so ungodly long. So I'm going to separate it a little bit and show you like my tarot practice, then also show you like my deacon walk, and then show you like, you know, other stuff that I got up to in, you know, the previous month. So these are all the decks that I worked with like a portion of my tarot practice. And I started it off this way because I want to also show you I got a new mat because it's feeling like fall coming in and I wanted those darker colors. But somebody had asked me whether or not like my background was lit up. It was when I was showing my tour video that I just did. And I told her yes, because I have one of these remotes also with my desk. It came with the ability to change the colors. I'm loving this purple right now. But I'm trying to keep it either like that, or I've used this one a lot. Give it like a yellowish or whatever. I'm going to try and keep it like that so it keeps the true color of all the cards as I'm showing them to you. But I wanted to show that it comes with, if I can show you right, comes with like a strip of lights that goes under the whole desk. It came like that. So isn't that cool? All right, so let me put this camera up where it's supposed to be and we'll get started. Okay, I'm back. So first thing I'm going to show you is just going through my tarot journal briefly. I do have more videos scheduled with doing some actual journals, you know, digital journaling to show you. I'm going to make those shorter too, like trying to do like specific things. Also, so if you are new to digital journaling and you need just a little tips and tricks or how to do something, you know, leave me a comment down below with something that if you're having difficulty with something. I'm not sure if this is even. So if you are, just leave me a comment, and if I know how to do it, I will try to make a video showing you how to do it, okay? Also, I am going to make a video as well because I believe even people that have like Samsung, if I can speak, Samsung tablets can also get more fonts. I have gotten a lot of my fonts from different sites where you can get them for free. So they're like, people share them and stuff. So I have over half of mine, and mostly all that I use are fonts that I have downloaded onto my iPad. So from other places. And it is a little bit tricky on how to do it. So I will be making a video on how to do that. However, there are other videos out there showing how to download other, you know, fonts and stuff onto your iPads. And I know that there are some that I've seen also on showing you how to, I don't know about videos, but I researched it one day for Samsung, and they also do, you can do that for Samsung also. So just so you know, an FYI. So let's get started. Here is from my monthly practice. This was the monthly medicine over at Dawn Michelle's membership. It was Into the Well. These were the different 5 weeks, because we had 5 weeks, the different topics. And this was like Norse themed. So I'm only going to go through it just briefly because it's not my material. So I don't want to be, if you want that material and you want to join in that practice, head on over to Dawn Michelle's, because She does a fabulous monthly medicine that anybody could benefit from. So unless you already have, you know, like a really strong practice that you do a certain way, these are just wonderful. Anywho. So it's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'm just going to show you briefly, like, well, I don't want to show you too much. This is what my journal looks like. Okay. Usually it's a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday readings that are done every week. This was one that she done. I can't even speak today. I swear I need more coffee. In her regular boho tarot. So this was unhealthy attachments, that spread. And then another week, chaos, because it had to do with like the Norse mythology, like origin story, you know, order and chaos. This was the self-worth path. I did take that attachment spread, this is also something that's done on Lisa Pepez's membership, because we're reading through the self-worth path, and then she's got tarot spreads all along. And it's just also another wonderful practice. I cannot say enough about it. My attachment style is secure, which I pretty much figured it was. But this is a reading around it. And then we go back to the regular monthly medicine, Order of the Gods, and there was also some rune stuff there. This was a spirit guide spread that I seen over on Sonia's channel. The Witch's Eye, I believe is the name of the channel. Either way, I will put a link down below because it was a fantastic spread. It was so friggin' good, let me tell you. So this was what I got in it. And then my write-up about it. But I will put a link because it was really good. So if you're wanting to get in touch with and understand certain things, you know, about your spirit guide connection and blah, 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 I highly recommend it. And the deck that she was showing with it was really cool. All right, so that was my tarot practice. My monthly medicine, I should say. Oops. Now, this is my moon practice, and we had 6 moon phases that I did with the moon membership that I had over on my Ko-fi. These were all of them for my time. This was Eastern Standard Time, which is, that's my time zone. So I do readings. This is the Real Sky Astrology for the full moon. That was in Capricorn on August 1st, not Sagittarius, because I follow the real sky, the movements of the real sky and the planets and where they actually are. Last quarter, if you are new here, a lot of people that are not new here, you guys know that already. And then the last quarter, this is another deck, the Mind's Eye Tarot, that I used for the last quarter moon that was really, really on the cusp. It was, what is this? It says 14 degrees Aries. Oh, what am I looking at? Oh, I went over it. Okay, sometimes when the planets are so close, see, that's actually the tab for Uranus. I must have covered it. Let me see here. Oops. Come on. Okay, here's where the moon actually was, in Aries. And I think I put that. Did I put that? Yeah, I did. Just kind of confused me there with Uranus there. But it was actually in Aries. So people probably thought it was actually in Pisces, the last quarter moon. And then the dark moon, it was actually at 3:33 for me. The dark moon is actually different than the new moon. And I started putting that in my membership that I was doing. Because the dark moon is when the moon and the sun are both exactly at the same degrees. So you can't really see the reflection because the moon is actually a luminary. It reflects the sun's light. So when it's completely 100% behind it, because the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, but the moon is 400 times closer to us. Coincidence? No, I don't think so. I think it was divine design, or it was put there by divine design, if you know what I mean. But either way, when it is a new moon, the reason why, or a dark moon, the reason why you can't see it at all is because it's not reflecting the sun's light at any degrees, because it's completely covering the sun. That's why they are exactly at the same degrees. So, and that was on August 16th for me. And then later that evening, when you could start to see an actual sliver, because it was 13 degrees, and the sun was 9 degrees, then you could see a sliver of the new moon. And the dark moon and the new moon are two totally different phases. So a beautiful lady here taught me that. So I used another tarot spread, or I mean tarot deck that I just got, the Folklore Tarot. It's really, really cool. So I used that for that one. This is the Relative Tarot that I used for that one. And that was in Libra. And then the full moon that we just had, which has, or the blue moon, which is the second moon in the month, was actually in Aquarius, not Pisces. And the blue moon significance is like spirit communication and psychic connections. So that felt very much like, you know, like mass consciousness stuff. So that was all of my journal that I'm showing you for this particular tarot practice. Let me grab the deck. Okay, so with the practice this month in the monthly medicine, over on Dawn Michelle's membership, being, you know, like Norse, I had picked, like Norse or Viking mythology, whatever, Norse. I had picked a bunch of decks to use. So I used the Runic Tarot, and I used Sacred, let me bring this out a little bit. Sacred Nature Oracle. And I'll show you these. Just grabbing them from over here. Between the Worlds, Shadow Casting and Bone and Curio Oracle cards. And the Viking Oracle, Wisdom of the Ancient Norse. And I got a few more here. The Runic Odyssey Oracle. This one I use the most out of anything. Slavic Legends Tarot, and I accidentally dropped it because my boy just loves to attack me while I'm going down the stairs, so it fell out of my hands. Solely I'm talking about, because he's got horrible anxiety. And then La Oracle de Reflets by Celia Melville. So those were all of the decks that I used for the monthly medicine. So I just wanted to show you some of these decks. Oh my goodness. This is the Runic Oracle, or I mean Runic Tarot. And she reminds me of Lagertha from the Vikings. This deck is so friggin' cool. And I love the runic stuff that's in there, the runes and stuff. And the book actually talks about each one of those things. And even in, well, it shows, you know, like interpreting the runes on each of the cards, which is super cool because each of the cards comes with like runes on them. But even the box itself, I mean, look at even on the inside. Sorry about the glare, guys. Is that not cool? I'm not sure if I did a Runic Tarot walkthrough. If I did, I will try to link it down below. If I haven't, and you would like to see me do one, just leave me a comment down below, okay? Beautiful. So that's one of the decks that I used. Another one was the Sacred Nature Oracle. This is one that I got from the beautiful Chanel over at Spirited Stardust. I had won a giveaway. It was a crazy giveaway. So many decks. I think I re-gifted like 5 of those decks to some of my friends. But this is one of them that I kept. And I used it this month along with this. This is a really gorgeous deck. And it works really well. Like aesthetically. But also the messages very, very, very well with what the monthly medicine was. So I don't think I've done a walkthrough of this one either. If you would like a walkthrough, let me know and I can do a reading out of it and do some pairings for you. But yes, that was Sacred Nature Oracle and guidebook. And I think this is maybe mass market. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure because it was gifted to me. So, or it was a giveaway, but it was still a gift. So I will put a link down below wherever I can find it, okay? So another one I worked with is Monica Berdursky's Between the Worlds. And this is such a cool, I've used this a few different times, not just this month, just because it is really cool. I love the card size. I love that it's like rustic looking. I did mine like in a brownish, you know, the edging. I don't have like bones or anything like that or charms. They're not really too much my thing. I mean, I do like runes. I do have a bunch of that kind of stuff, but not the other. So this was like my way of using that kind of stuff. I know it's not the same, but it's still really friggin' cool. And the messages were really good with this as well. And it tied in beautifully with the theme. So I don't know if I've done a walkthrough. I might have done a walkthrough. If not, if you would like to see a walkthrough, let me know. I'm sure that there's been plenty of walkthroughs though. But if you would like me to do one, just leave me a comment, okay? And I will put a link down below. I think I got this right on Etsy or Amazon. Another one, I did do a video for this because I purchased this specifically for the monthly medicine. And to be honest with you, I hardly even used it. It didn't seem like it would fit really well with the theme. And I know that's funny, but the kind of questions, you know, the kind of spreads, it didn't seem like it fit really well for me, to my liking. But I did do a video because I ended up cutting this deck down, took big borders off of it. It is beautiful. I do want to use this. I mean, a large part of my lineage is, or the main part of my lineage is German and Scandinavian, you know, so with lineage back in like Denmark, Finland, and Norway. So, but mostly German. But I think they all came from the Germanic tribes anyway, so I believe it's all kind of Norse, which is very cool. Okay, so that was the Viking Oracle. And another one, like I said, is the La Oracle de Reflets by Celia Malesville. And this one also came in that giveaway from Chanel. And it's just so stinking beautiful. The colors, the messages were really good. Even though it's just a simple little book, it was really good. It blended well with the practice. And it looked really good with the different decks. As a matter of fact, let me show you. One of the other decks that I used was the Slavic Legends. Oh, my poor box. I'm going to see if I can repair it a little bit. But look at how good they look together. Oh, I should do this. I love that they both have like the black, you know, borders. They just look so good together. And they worked well together. But this is another one that, this is the deck that I mainly used for the month. I used the Slavic Legends Tarot more than any other. So what do you guys think? Gosh, this deck is so beautiful. And the last one. This is the Runic Odyssey Oracle. This is one that I got. There is a newer version, or maybe a couple newer versions. I'm not sure. I got this one from Kickstarter a few years ago. And I love it. I've used this quite a few times. I used it for a whole year with my year ahead readings. You know, I also want to add something while I'm here doing this anyways, because that reminds me. You know, the video that I did with when is using systems too much? Listen, I want people to understand that I'm not, if there was any question, and I think that there might be, I'm not afraid to do week ahead readings or year ahead readings. I've done them many times. But I think the whole nature of knowing thyself is knowing what is right for you and your own personality and what works for you in a positive manner to be productive. And for me, I don't need to do and this is just for me personally, I don't need to do a card a day reading. I don't need to do a week ahead reading. I don't need to do those things. If it's only going to cause me strife anyways, I think it's very counterproductive for me personally. I can't speak for anybody else, but the most important part that I wanted to relay in that message was to know your own self. And when is a system beneficial for you or detrimental to you? Only you can answer that question. Nobody else can answer that question for you. So it's not a fear of, it's about being wise and knowing what is right for me with my own personality. So that's all that's about. And I do believe that you can actually see things prediction-wise. Absolutely. But I believe that that can easily be changed. And in many cases, it does change. So that's why the predictive, especially when it's a year, you know, when it's a year ahead, so many things can change that outcome that it seems kind of silly for me to do it, to put myself through stress if it's unneeded. So know thyself, right? And that's what I have discovered about myself. Nobody else, myself. So those were all of the decks that I used for my monthly medicine. So now the decks that I used for the other spreads that I did in the month, as well as my moon practice. You guys, I did do a walkthrough. You guys seen that? Or if, you know, it is up on my channel. I got this upside down. And it is the Mind's Eye Tarot. And oh my gosh, I just love this deck. I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I know some people have, they're kind of like, I don't know about freaked out or just not really their aesthetic because of the eyes, because the eyes kind of freak them out, or, you know, they just can't get past the eyes. But personally, I love the eyes. I love everything that has that symbolism. When I look at the cosmos, it looks like an eye. So, like I said when I did this walkthrough, it honestly feels like a super supportive deck where I feel seen. I always feel like someone's watching me, right? But it feels like I'm getting that support from the universe because the universe sees me. So I think it's super cool, right? Super cool. Gorgeous deck. It shuffles really good. The backs are friggin' amazing. Yeah, gorgeous. Another deck that I used that I really loved. I only used it for one reading, but it was a newer deck to me. I think I bought it like 4 weeks ago. And it is the Phantomwise Tarot. And I edged mine in a red. Is that just not the most fabulous thing ever? I like the black and white of it. The different shades, black, white, and gray, really. And all the shades in between of that. I love it. It is gorgeous. So I use this in my attachment spread, and it was fabulous. So, the Phantomwise Tarot. Here's another one that I used in my moon readings, the Folklore Tarot. Also another one that's newer to me. I've seen it, and I love the black. I love decks that are black with like the color in them. This is so cool. This one's definitely more pippy. It is definitely pippy. But I like that too. And this one has animals in it. But it almost doesn't really feel like animals. It just feels like pippy to me. But it's so pretty. And I can't remember, did I edge that or did it come edged like that? I don't remember. I might have edged it, but maybe I didn't. I probably didn't because it's black in the front and black. So it probably came like that. Oh. And it shuffles good too. Look at the backs, or the back of the box. It's so pretty. So that was another one that I used and that I got in August. Another one that I've used a couple of times, because as I'm releasing videos, I still have like 4 or so videos that have not been released. I've been recording a whole bunch and then just releasing them periodically, trying not to flood everybody with them, but I have a lot. I did a whole lot of videos, and I have a whole lot more that I got to do yet, just because I've just been in that space. But I used this for one of my moon readings, but I also used it in the video that I just released. I actually did it a few weeks ago, but I just released it, which was the 3rd story in the Story Time A Tarot Adventure series. And it has to do with like the pyramids and the Sphinx. And yeah, I love this deck so much. I love that she's got different things here that do with astrology. You know, meaning like the Seven of Swords is Mars retrograde. The descendant, elder of the sunset. Jupiter retrograde for the Two of Swords. Scorpio, temperance. Aries, the hanged one. Leo, strength. Nine of Wands is planet 9 conjunction. I mean, and if you're going to get this book, if you're going to get this deck, I highly recommend getting the workbook also. And if you're interested in that, I will put a link down below to the full walkthrough of this, and it shows the workbook. It can show you how to transfer if you're wanting to know a little bit more about like your Western chart versus your real sky, and how to, you know, put that into like your chart. It'll show you with these in the book. It's wonderful. But I do have those that, this and the workbook in a previous video that I just did, the story time, down below, a link where you can get both of those, okay? Plus, I will put a link to the full walkthrough for this. So that was another one that I used. And for the last deck that I used for the spirit guide reading, I used the Divine Muses Oracle. My gosh, I have used this deck so many times. I used it for a year when I would do my year aheads. I would pull cards every month for this. And I love this deck so much. I mean, the cards are just gorgeous. They go so good in my digital journal. But on top of that, the book is so heavy with information. It's just profound, and the synchronicities that come from using this deck are amazing. Now, I do have a full walkthrough of this as well on my channel. If I remember, I'll put a link down below, okay? But, oh, I love this deck so much. So there you have it, guys. That was my tarot extra, you know, like my tarot practice as far as the monthly medicine. Also, a few other spreads that I picked up along the way for other things, like the self-worth path, and also the spirit guide, and my moon practice. That's everything. So thank you for spending this time with me, and I'm sending you love always.